The way we see it, creativity lives not only in the idea, but also in the ways you find to express that idea. Because a good idea deserves to be shared with the world in whichever media will make the most impact. Whether it's a video, a website, posters, flyers, t-shirts, an app, a social media campaign. Whatever it takes to prove your point, get people on board, get people to say, let's make it. Get your foot in the door. We believe that when students learn to express themselves in any medium, they'll find their voice. They'll find new ways to make an impact in school and beyond. They'll be the ones with the answers for, how do we make this work better? How do we make it stronger? How do we make it simpler? The students of today are the ones with the new ideas for whatever challenges come next. So let's give them a chance to create a better world.
Adobe's industry standard tools like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Animate, InDesign and Dreamweaver are vital for media, IT and arts educators in K-12 and tertiary classrooms across the globe. But these days, there are a growing number of simple-to-use tools like Spark Video for quick and simple video stories, Spark Post for digital posters and social graphics, Spark Page for quick web pages that Adobe will host for you, Aero for augmented reality experiences, Acrobat DC for PDF manipulation, Adobe XD, a design thinking tool for designing, prototyping and sharing the design of apps and websites, Dimension for making 3D models, Rush for powerful video editing on your mobile and desktop devices, Fresco, which is the ultimate drawing tool for the iPad and Surface Pro, Photoshop for the iPad, the new Photoshop camera, Character Animator for real-time animation, and more. These apps are being used by maths and science educators, English and humanities teachers, law professors, health and physical education teachers, and in any K-12 or tertiary curriculum area that is looking to add an extra level of engagement and creativity into the learning and teaching process. Get to know these applications through the Adobe Education Exchange, which now has over 850,000 members across the globe, with a wide variety of new free online courses and resources for educators, including the outstanding Adobe Distance Learning resources that help educators engage remote and face-to-face students through online and blended learning. We do hope you enjoy this session. Please do share what you learned today with your colleagues and wider education networks. Now it's over to our presenter.
Creativity is critical to economic growth. A new study focusing on how hiring managers view creativity in job candidates revealed that 78% believe creativity is required for economic growth. And 85% believe creativity is valuable to society. But only 51% of hiring managers think businesses grasp the importance of creativity. So, are students ready for today's dynamic workplace? Would you believe that 7 in 10 hiring managers say no? They say that students are unprepared and lack the necessary skills for success. In the last 5 years, problem solving and creativity have gained the most value in driving salary increases. 88% of hiring managers say that new hires need to be tech savvy. 82% say the ability to communicate through digital and visual media is a must. And more than 3/4 of them agree that creativity is an essential skill. The vast majority of hiring managers, 94%, agree that creativity is key when evaluating job candidates. In fact, creative skills are preferred over conventional skills by a factor of more than 5 to 1. We want to know what you think. Share your ideas about helping the next generation prepare for the jobs of tomorrow. Post them on Twitter using hashtag #CreateEDU. And view the complete study on adobe.com.
Currently, students are learning problem-solving skills, communication skills, collaboration, and adding that layer of creativity on there just makes the student much more well-rounded in being able to face the challenges that they are learning.
The finest artists from throughout history use their creativity to produce some of the world's most beautiful and enduring works of art. But creativity goes far beyond artistic expression. It's a skill that enhances the learning of all other essential skills and our ability to shape our world. When we engage in creative thinking, we solve modern problems in new and important ways. From tackling humanitarian challenges to designing smart cities that work for everyone. Creativity relates to and enhances other important skills like critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. Creative and critical thinking complement each other. Creative thinking helps students develop new insights into content and information. When we apply creative thinking in our communication, we find new and surprising ways to share our ideas with others. By collaborating creatively, we tap into the insights of others and come up with new ways to solve problems together. Teachers all around the world, just like you, are figuring out how to develop these skills in every subject area. They know that creative approaches to learning deepen learning itself. According to Starko, a creative mind looks at things differently in fun and unique ways. It's naturally more engaged with the subject or content in question, more adaptable to any situation, and able to solve more problems within any discipline.
So many students are trained to study for tests. They think that the longer they study, the deeper the learning. But deeper learning happens when we really grapple with a problem or an idea. We dig into it by looking at it from multiple perspectives, making connections, and exploring a variety of solutions. The deeper learning isn't studying, it's creating.
Students as content creators and global collaborators have the power to make digital artifacts that can serve as representations of understanding and shared experience.
In my own teaching, I've seen that creativity is definitely the gateway to deeper learning because we can teach a theory, but students won't really thoroughly understand it until they can actually practically apply it and create something that embodies that theory.
There are frameworks and processes that help us as educators to understand and develop creative thinking skills in our students. According to Bloom's taxonomy, the most complex and abstract of the higher-order cognitive skills is creative thinking. Engaging students in learning experiences which require creative thinking leads to solutions or products that are novel, good, or useful. Creativity can be learned over time and applied using processes that help scaffold and guide our creative thinking. Processes like design thinking, the engineering design processes, or the artistic design process have been engaging learners in developing creative thinking for years.
By bringing creative thinking in, we know that our students are going to end up with more skills, those soft skills, which are actually what employers are looking for.
My students' critical thinking, collaborative, and communication skills have all developed because of engaging in creative processes. Creative processes really require us to concurrently tap into the 4 C's at one time. You become a better communicator, you become a better critical thinker just by doing creative work.
Emphasis on creativity provides purpose for inquiry-driven practices and project-based learning by giving students the opportunity to engage in work that is relevant, interesting, and connected to the human experience. Through storytelling and creative expression, students and teachers are seeing how and where their voices fit in the global conversation, and that they are needed.
Understanding virtually any content can be enhanced by using it in creative ways. But in addition, essential social and emotional skills can be strengthened through the use of creative activities. Creativity requires persistence. It requires keeping going in the face of obstacles. It often requires cooperation with other people to solve problems that are complex enough that no single person can do them on their own.
Each process encourages and empowers students to look at a problem in new ways in order to arrive at multiple solutions to any problem.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Click the link in the description below to explore more free online professional development, and click the link on screen to subscribe to the channel for more videos.
To enhance your reading experience, Acrobat contains a comprehensive set of tools that allow you to magnify the page or elements of the page to fit your needs. In this instance, an art history student is studying the content of a painting by Bruegel, which contains a lot of fine detail. The page opens at a zoom-to-page level, so the whole image fits the viewing pane. However, the magnification level of the page can be set manually using the drop-down options where different magnification levels can be set. The level of zoom can also be incrementally increased with the plus and minus buttons in the same toolbar. As magnification increases, the hand tool allows the viewer to pan around the areas of the document outside of the viewing pane. To increase the space to view the document, Read Mode, which can be selected from the Fit options or from the View menu, will remove the toolbars to expand the viewing pane. And for even more clarity, Full Screen Mode expands the document to fill the entire screen. The View menu contains a more fully featured range of tools than the ones on the toolbar. They include Marquee Zoom, where a box can be drawn around the area to study, and the document will zoom into that area accordingly. Dynamic Zoom is an option where moving the cursor up and down will allow a smooth zooming in and out of the document. Finally, a student of art history might find the Loop tool particularly useful, as it keeps the whole document on screen whilst opening up a new magnification pane where the selected area can be viewed separately. Clicking on an area will bring up the Loop window. You can adjust the size of the Loop box, as well as increase or decrease the magnification level within the Loop window, perfect for focusing in on specific details of a text or image. If you are giving presentations using PDFs, being able to use read modes and zoom tools can greatly enhance the experience for your audience or class. Whether you're using Acrobat DC on its own or as part of Adobe Creative Cloud, you've got the tools to enhance your students' reading and transform your classroom.
The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is the first public university in the United States, and so of course we take that with a great sense of pride.
There's a sense in which students who arrive here appreciate that they have a special opportunity.
The partnership between UNC and Adobe Creative Cloud has provided licenses for every single student. It's only natural that you would want to take the most powerful collection of digital literacy tools and make them accessible to your students, because this is how knowledge is made. The students find it extremely engaging to use Adobe Creative Cloud to get their work done in any class, anywhere across the curriculum. So nursing, business, public health, even physics, chemistry, religious studies, and anthropology are using these tools not to learn how they work, but to help support teaching and learning.
Everyone having access to this also means that you can learn from one another, which I think is going to be the best training tool and adoption tool as this continues to grow in the next couple of years.
The engagement when students are working on digital projects goes way up, and I think that's linked to internal motivation as opposed to being motivated for a grade. What was really great about watching my students do this video poetry assignment was the students started to better understand their poems. It can happen in traditional ways, but the technology kind of makes really unexpected things jump out.
I define digital literacy as critical digital literacy, which means it's not just the ability to use digital and information tools, it's the ability to think critically and to get critical work done with them.
If I can use digital tools to move students to be active producers of knowledge rather than passive consumers, then I think it's really valuable.
Students are really excited by the opportunity to really engage their work and not just produce work that's kind of end up on a shelf and no one else is going to see. These are communication tools, and they inherently want students to take their deeply intellectual work and circulate it. At the end of every application right now, there's a share button, and that's not accidental, that's powerful.
This has truly been a partnership. We have seen investments on both sides of the equation. I'm pleased because Adobe certainly has invested in the University of North Carolina. Here in Chapel Hill, we're happy that Adobe can help us better provide these capabilities to our faculty and students, which they've done.
All of these sorts of problem-solving approaches are really what's going to make you a valuable employee as you move forward.
It's going to tell a story about who they are as a person, what they're doing, and what they want to do that will set them apart from other students in the same industry that are at universities that don't have access to this.
There's clearly no limit to this. My students see that and their eyes light up.
It's great to be here at Swinburne University for an Adobe Creative Jam. Sarah, it's been great to be here at Swinburne University doing this Creative Jam with these amazing educators and trainers. How's the day been for you?
Excellent, excellent. We had people from our Learning Transformations unit as well as our student engagement team coming together and learning how to use Rush. The pitch was on digital literacies, so getting them to think deeply about what digital literacies mean, and that pitch was really broad, so they came up with all sorts of different ideas, learning how to use one of the Adobe tools, but thinking about it in terms of the journey we want to take both our staff and our students on in being an Adobe Creative Campus and using a bunch of different tools.
What's it mean to be an Adobe Creative Campus?
What I think's been great about joining Adobe Creative Campus is it gives all of our students, all 56,000 of them, access to the entire Adobe Creative Cloud suite. They can use that in their learning and teaching, but also in their personal lives, in their private life. They can use that on their home devices, which means if they've got a bit of a side hustle going, if they've got a part-time job, if they're doing some volunteering, some community service, they can use those products in all of those other activities that they're doing. The thinking about our students using digital technologies to prepare them for the workforce, understanding that, you know, for 21st century skills, being digitally literate is really critical, being able to tell stories to different audiences and choosing the right tools to get that pitch right for whatever that context is, and just giving them a really wide range of products to explore with to find out what works best for them.
Well, we're looking forward to continuing the relationship between Adobe and Swinburne. It's been great for many years, but now that you're a creative campus and the first one in Australia, congratulations.
Thank you. We're really excited to join the partnership.
Creativity is a vital and teachable skill for all our students. With the Adobe Creative Educator program, start your professional learning journey to develop, nurture, and sustain creativity for the next generation. When you start the Creativity for All Level 1 course, you'll explore how to define creativity and recognize it in your students. You'll also learn from other creative educators and see examples of how they support creativity in their classes and courses around the world.
And creativity is the driving force that is going to make any young person right now much more valuable.
After you complete this 1-hour course, we are excited to welcome you into our Adobe Creative Educator community. Here, you can connect and share with a global community of creative educators and earn professional development badges along the way. Plus, you'll have access to educational resources and events that are exclusive to our community. Start your journey today with the Creativity for All course experience.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Click the link in the description below to explore more free online professional development, and click the link on screen to subscribe to the channel for more videos.
In this course, you'll learn the basic principles of design with Adobe. Master color, contrast, proportion, balance, rule of thirds, and more. And learn to use them to create new things that communicate your message and express your own unique style. Whether you're making a poster, an image for social media, creating art, preparing a visual presentation, or producing a movie, when you understand the fundamentals of design, you can learn when to follow the rules, or when it's more interesting to break them. These short animated videos make design principles easy for anyone at any age to understand, featuring expert guidance and tips from creative professionals that will set you up for success.
You have to ensure that it's consistent, and you have to ensure that it will obviously mean something to your end users.
If you're a student, this course will help you nail any visual or creative project you're working on. If you're an educator, you'll hear from real teachers who have successfully integrated basic design principles into their courses and curriculum.
To make your projects relevant by bringing in real-world applications.
And access their teaching resources and lessons on Adobe's Education Exchange. Best of all, it's completely free. You have a unique, valuable, and creative voice and perspective. Now, learn to make it really resonate with design principles.